I feel like I need to make this video before I can finally move on from this project and focus on the future. I'm not saying that Across the Fourth Wall is cancelled, but sometimes I almost think it should be. Now, part of me completely disagrees with that. I put a lot of my own money into this series. I spent nearly 2 years working on it, not counting the past year where I kinda put the whole thing on hold. Yeah, guys, it's almost been a whole year since the last episode. I feel like I have to finish it because of how much time I put into it. And the fact is, there are some people out there who enjoy it, and I want to give them a reward for supporting the show. But another part of me has to come to terms that Across the Fourth Wall is a fucking mess that doesn't work on many levels. I mean, don't get me wrong, I tried. I really, really tried. This project is probably the most effort I ever put into anything in my entire life, period. But my effort just really didn't pay out. And that's fine, that's part of life. Not everything is always going to work out. But I look at stuff like the newer Bemis and Company episodes in Cameraman and feel not only am I not making my own life a living hell trying to work on them, but I'm enjoying the outcome of them a lot more. Both have their flaws, but Across the Fourth Wall had too many flaws to count. Anyone who worked on this project with me will tell you that I didn't know what I was doing. Hell, no one has said anything, but I'm convinced that Across the Fourth Wall has made a good grab full of people uninterested in working with me again. I was constantly shooting things in a bizarre order. I was constantly bringing people back over to do reshoots and giving them zero details about their roles before shooting. I was constantly trying to jump into scenes without taking any time to plan anything out, which led to me trying to plan out a scene while we shot it, which made the shooting day drag on longer than it ever should have. I wasted time, I kept changing my mind on what I wanted in the script, I became so overwhelmed on shooting days and tried to rush scenes so I could get this project out. I had zero patience, I spent every living second of my day trying to make this project work, and my god, I put my effort into all the wrong parts of this project. I couldn't stick to a script, I couldn't direct properly, I confused a lot of people who worked with me, and you know what guys, I'm honestly really sorry about that. Nick, Brent, Joanne, and especially Gage and Tariq, you five have put up with a lot of bullshit but stuck with me for the entire project, so thank you so much. I'm calling them out specifically because they were the main people involved and had to put up with more than anyone. But I want to say thank you and apologize for everyone who was involved in this project. It was a mess. Every time I mention it in an update, it was clear I was lost in the project. I kept changing my mind on what I wanted to do with it, and I kept trying to find ways to justify my constant changes to the project. But if I learned anything from this experience, and if I want to improve as a filmmaker, and the only thing I can do to make things better is flat out admit, from the second I started Across the Fourth Wall, I did not know what I was doing. However, that still doesn't mean I want to pull the plug. We didn't do rehearsals, so some of the acting fell flat on this project, but you know what? These guys gave it their fucking all at times. They tried to make something out of it. Tariq was given very little direction with Chadwick, but he put a lot of his energy into playing the character and tried to work with the little I gave him. Joanne has a scene near the end of the movie that no one has gotten a chance to see yet and nearly put me into tears while editing. She did such a good job. There's several really cool scenes that I still want you guys to see. There's some good cinematography. There's some really good practical effects. I, to this day, still like the ending of Across the Fourth Wall that I wrote from the very first draft of the script. Hell, most of the second episode I think is good. There's nice shots, the story flows better, Eric as Sheldon was wonderful, loved that part. Chadwick has some funny lines, heck. Even though I don't like the first episode too much, I do still like the scene with Jade and Joel. I like Ardok's opening scene, I think the Indian Tower is a cool setting for the one scene with Donnie. Heck, I think a lot of the film's locations are cool. To me, there are plenty of reasons to finish this project. Is it going to be perfect? No, it's too late for that. I would have to start over completely and I'm not willing to do that. Even then, it still wouldn't be perfect, it would just probably be better. But is it possible to still make a fun movie out of the series? I think so. I just need to stop taking it so damn seriously. I also need to spend more time focused on my characters and less on characters from famous movies and video games. So here's the deal. Tariq and Nick are still up to finish this movie. Most of Gage's scenes are done and Joanne and Brent have been done for almost an entire year now. If I can get someone to fill in a few additional parts, I think we can finish it. But rather than it being 3 to 4 hours long like it was originally planned, I'm gonna go for more an hour or an hour and a half. I'm still going to use a lot of my ideas, but I'm cutting the first, second, and third wall story arc. Joel and Ardok are going to go straight to reality when they go through that wall. That means the entire third episode is going to be cut. Hell, a lot of episode 1 and even some of episode 2 will be cut as well. Well, maybe reshot with episode 2. I do think Donnie's mental breakdown is an important scene, but my acting was a little too cringy. I think if I can do it again, I can not only build a better set, but tone it down a bit. Now, cutting the entire third episode might tick a few of my cast members off, because that means Luke, Jack, Frankie, Amanda, Josh, Austin, Greg, Zach, Alec, and Anthony gave me their time for no reason. Well, that's not entirely true, because I'm going to re-edit it into a Bemis and Company episode. I mean, come on, Luke and Jack were too great not to use their scenes for something. I'm not being sarcastic at all. I think that was probably my favorite pair-up we've ever had in a video. The personalities are just so different from one another that the team-up was so strange in a wonderful kind of way, and they really gave me exactly what I pictured in my head with the scene. But I'm going to make changes to the video. Think that stick figure animation was bad? I'm going to reanimate it and try to improve it. I'm also going to redo some of the special effects since I have improved since then, including the lightsaber scene, especially the lightsaber scene, and make something really fun out of it. I'm also going to get Chris to do a new voiceover for it, one that's more fitting with it being a standalone video. Hell, if Gage is done, I might do some reshoots of the Grunkle Stan vs. Walter scene. I almost thought that scene was okay, but when the actual fight starts, it gets pretty lame. Across the Fourth Wall isn't what I thought it was going to be, but I can still make it a fun movie to watch start to finish. Hell, we're actually starting up a new channel in the near future for the sole purpose of making actual feature films under a new name. So as a recap, I do think there's a good chance we'll finish this project. Just give me a little bit of time since we're all so busy with other things at the moment. I mean, we're probably going to get busier, but maybe we can find a few days of a certain month and use them for additional shooting. Like I said, it's mainly just Nick, Tariq, and I, so the most challenging part is over. The movie is certainly going to acknowledge itself as a comedy rather than an epic like the original trailer may have set it up to be, but the emotional scenes will still exist. I know I made a lot of mistakes with this one, but give me a second chance to do something fun, and maybe we can make something that's not what I wanted it to be originally, but still fun to watch, even if it is just dumb fun.